All right, so we're going to quickly define some of the vocabulary surrounding quadrilaterals. And quadrilaterals literally mean shapes with four sides. So shapes with four sides. Now, a quadrilateral could be any shape with four sides. So it could look like this. It could be a perfect shape like a square. These are both examples of quadrilaterals. And we don't know anything about the angles, we don't know anything about the sides when we hear the word quadrilateral. When we hear the word trapezoid, what this means is that we have two sides that are parallel to each other, but they're not necessarily the same length. And we don't know anything about the other sides that are attached to those sides. So for example, this could be an example of a quadrilateral, or a trapezoid rather. And it's also always categorized as a quadrilateral because it has four sides. So a trapezoid has two parallel sides. A parallelogram is a shape where you have two pairs of parallel sides. So assume those are parallel, and then these will also be parallel. And what this means is that both of these sides would be the same length, and both of these sides would be the same length. And these angles here would be the same size, and these angles here would also be a special size on their own. A rhombus is basically a square that's been tilted over. So a rhombus, all the sides are the same size, and you have two pairs of angles that are equivalent. So this angle and this angle are equivalent, and this angle and this angle are equivalent, and all the sides would be the same size. In a rectangle and a square, we have all angles are 90 degrees, which means we have two sets of parallel sides with 90-degree angles. This side and this side are equivalent, this side and this side are equivalent. And rectangles are really easy to work with. They're almost as perfect a shape as you can get, but the most perfect shape you can get with four sides is a square. And a square is a perfect shape where all the sides are the same size, they are in pairs of parallel sides, and every angle is a 90-degree angle. So a square is basically the most perfect shape you can have. One thing I'll note on a square is the diagonal of a square, which is the distance from corner to corner. If the side of a square is x, the diagonal of the square is going to be x root 2, because technically a square can be divided into two 45, 45, 90 triangles. And as we covered in another video, in 45, 45, 90 triangles, the hypotenuse is related in a ratio to the sides, where the sides are x and the hypotenuse is x root 2.